What's up, guys? Happy, what is it today, Wednesday? A lot of people here know that I got into Y Combinator. Back in 2006, the winter of 2006, I was in the first class of Y Combinator in Silicon Valley. It was the second class of Y Combinator ever. But at the time, we had a very naive idea going in there. We were older than I think the typical founder that they were looking for. We had a prototype, but it was based on, it was garbage. It was pretty fake. The ideas that I had were really needed to be based on these algorithms and these academic papers that I didn't understand yet. So we had nothing that really worked. We had no traction. We had no customers. I thought my odds were going to be very low getting into Y Combinator. So how do we do it? In another video, I shared this moment where my dad made me go ask my old kindergarten teacher. I was in 7th or 8th grade. My dad made me go ask my old kindergarten teacher if I could do a magic show in front of her classroom. I was practicing magic, and I couldn't pull it off at first. I couldn't go and ask her because I was too embarrassed. I was too nervous to ask her. But then felt even worse telling my dad I didn't have the courage to do it, so I eventually did it. It worked. I didn't feel good about asking her, but it worked. She agreed to it, and I did this magic show. My dad had this habit of making me embarrass myself. He did this again with my basketball coach in high school. I didn't make my freshman high school basketball team. He encouraged me or told me to go ask the coach if I could at least practice with the basketball team in case they needed just extra bodies at practice. And so he made me go and ask the coach. And again, it took all the willpower I had to go ask the coach. I remember walking around in circles around the high school because I was too scared to go into this guy's office. I was sweating like crazy. But I eventually did it. I went into the office and I was so nervous. My heart was pounding, and I did it. I asked the coach, hey, do you need any extra bodies at practice? Could I practice with you guys? He said no. He was very polite, and he smiled, and he thanked me for even the courage to go ask him and make this offer, but he said no. I walked out of the office a little embarrassed, but it wasn't a big deal, right? I thought I was going to die, and I was fine. Because of that practice with my dad, just kept carrying on. I did this when I got out of college. I've shared this story before that, I got stuck kind of at Accenture in a job I didn't like. I wasn't in a group I enjoyed being with at Accenture. I started emailing random partners at Accenture, ideas that I had, that I thought I would go into the directory, the global email directory of all the people at Accenture, and I would look for partners that were, they were very influential, obviously, at Accenture being partner, and they had relationships with clients who represented, industries of which I had ideas. I had countless ideas. No waiting in lines at amusement parks, trying on clothes virtually with a camera online, delivery from places like 7-Eleven. All these ideas, to be honest, kind of exist now today, but back in 2001, a lot of this stuff was kind of novel and forward-thinking. Very naive, but still forward-thinking. I would just email them out to random partners. What's the worst that's going to happen? My emails get ignored. Maybe they say stop emailing me. Worst case, I get fired. That's unlikely. By now, I'm used to embarrassing myself. I'll deal with it, if I'm embarrassed and get fired. But I didn't get fired. That one of those emails got forwarded to another guy at Accenture who was working in the retail industry. He was interested in my idea about virtually trying on clothes. Short story, he promotes me. He gets me into his group doing software development for an R&D department at Accenture. Completely changed my career trajectory because I wasn't afraid to embarrass myself, to just send random emails introducing myself and my stupid ideas. Well, we got into Y Combinator like everyone else gets into Y Combinator. You got to pass, send in the application, pass an interview process. But here's what really I thought leveled us up a little bit. It wasn't the sole reason we got in, but it helped level us up. The night before the Y Combinator interview, my partner and I were at this Indian restaurant at Harvard Square, and we were finishing up our meal, and I saw Paul Graham and the rest of the Y Combinator partners walk in. They were about to have dinner. We go up to them and just introduce ourselves, and we just mentioned, hey, really nice to meet you guys. We're going to talk to you tomorrow. We're one of your interviewees. Nervous about doing this introduction, but I did it anyway. I've had so much practice over the years just introducing myself to random people, and so this was not that big of a deal, right? What's the worst that can happen? We're not even in Y Combinator yet. And we got in, we did the 10-minute interview that I didn't even think went that well. We got in Y Combinator. Did the introducing myself the night before help? I think so. It made us stick in their mind just a little bit more than everyone else who only had the 10-minute interview. It's a theme that I keep harping on this channel. Put yourself out there. Stop being so afraid of being embarrassed. Yes, the rejection hurts a little bit when someone ignores you or just tells you no. It doesn't matter. You might not have had the fortune of having a dad like mine who kept encouraging me to just put myself out there and stop worrying about rejection and just do it anyway. But if you do it enough times, you'll get the practice. You'll get the reps too. So just find people's emails, people's phone numbers, publish something, keep publishing into the ether, even though you know you're going to get rejected or no one's going to read something. Do it anyway. You do this enough times and the rejection just starts rolling off. It doesn't even matter. You do it even more times and eventually one of these things hits. I hope you guys dig these videos. You know what to do. Please hit the thumbs up. Share it. Share these videos on Twitter. I could use all the help spreading these things as I can get. If you're new here, subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.